Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator. I just realized that we have another skill point that I forgot to assign, so I'm going to put one in long distance just to make the deliveries a little bit longer, but not much. So what do we got? We want a Volvo, please, and thank you. Nürnberg to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Nürnberg, Nürnberg, ooh, Stuttgart. Mannheim? Stuttgart. Yeah, we'll go to Stuttgart. Ooh, we have 3 minutes to get it. Let's take it. Well, it's in the new Volvo, and I'm not used to the new Volvo. I usually drive the old Volvo. A 9-ton digger. Can you dig it? Ooh, I have mail. Check our email before we leave. Oh. Visit your local banking Sentry. I know it's a center. Don't you dare. Okay. Accessory switch. Power's on. Groovy. Yep, it's a digger. Clutch in. How many gears does this have? Again, only 12. Why is it the shitty trucks that they give me only have 12 gears? At least I don't have to do calisthenics to get out of this lot. It's a bus! Whoa. Blitz, why are you rolling backwards? Also, why did you stall it, Blitz? I was checking out that we're stalled again. You may or may not notice the video is just a little bit smoother. As promised, I did drop it back down to 30 frames per second because I don't think this game can handle 60. At least not while recording. You have a new email. Whoops, we blew the tranny on that one. Really? I tried stopping. I made an effort, isn't that good enough? Dude, you just got your ass whooped by a big rig. Do you even lift, bro? Do you? We're pulling like a bouse. Granted, it's only a 9-ton trailer. Let's see how big and tough I am if I'm dragging an Abrams behind me or something, but... I think the speed limit for the ramp is 40. We're doing it at 50. Because fuck the police. Started the Autobahn. That's a dream dream. A Greenpeace dream come true. An Autobahn. Autobahn, get it? Okay, I'll stop. Those are the jokes, folks. Does this truck have a retarder in it? No, it does not. We'd get much better fuel economy if I didn't just keep driving flat on the floor. But where's the fun in that? Do you have my lights on? I really can't tell. No. There we go. Now I have my parking lamps on at least. Is that a speed camera? No, it's not. Because I am speeding. That's a speed... No, it's not. That's a sign telling me there's a tunnel up ahead. Never mind. Your lights. Well, my lights were never on, so... I guess technically under law you have to have... Ooh, look at that. I guess by law you have to have your lights on when you're in a tunnel. But fuck that shit, I'm going to make a killing on how much we're saving in light bulbs. I know it's not my truck, we'd have to pay for the light bulbs anyway, but whatever. You would do that to me, wouldn't you? This one's only got a 460 horsepower engine, so it's really struggling. Baden-Württemberg? You notice someone graffitied the bottom of that sign? It's just disgraceful. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm over my line to the right, aren't I? There we go. Stuttgart. Deer and snow. Do you want to build a snow deer? No, huh? We're on the rumble strips. Speed limit's 100. I think that just said photo enforced. So let's bring our speed down, shall we? There we go. There's the speed camera. I knew I saw one. Pop our cruise control off for a second, or lower it. And kick it off. There we go. How nice of them to tell us there's a speed trap up ahead. I wish they did that in the United States. That'd be nice. I'd have less speeding tickets, that's for sure. Because let's face it, seriously. Fuck the double nickel. There's no reason to have a speed limit of 55 in today's day and age. really can't see. Oh well, good enough. For those of you who don't know, the speed limit in the state of New York is 55, except on some select roads that have been previously approved by the legislature. Otherwise, it's 55 except where posted, which is just bullshit. I mean, especially considering where I grew up, everyone would be on the Northern State Parkway all the time. The speed limit was 55. The average driver was doing 70. How is that at all safe? Moron. So we don't pass on a curve. Speed limit 70. Look, it even says no passing zone. Although, why does the sign say no passing zone? Oh, here we go. That's why it's no passing zone. There we go. Never you mind. That's a car. That's another car. That's a big rig. Have I mentioned how grateful I am that there's no transmission damage in this game? Because I quite often excessively downshift as he throws it into neutral instead of into gear. Moron. We should be braking a lot faster than that, considering we're using full brake. We are not in Stuttgart. That was a stop sign we completely blew through. We are doing wonderful here. It would be great if this truck had a retarder, but nope. 'Tis not to be. Because you just slap that on and you're going down the hills. Now, if we're smart about the way we come into this parking zone, we can actually just nose into it. We don't have to back in. I was going to say, why are we bringing a digger to a quarry? But, you know, I guess that one actually makes perfect sense. Don't jackknife, don't jackknife, don't jackknife. There we go, look at that. Like a boss. There we go, look at that. Parking brake on. And delivered. Excellent! Sorry. Oh my god, really? We're just barely below what we need. What's the bank have to say? Okay. Or not. Let's look for another quick job here. Ooh! To Amsterdam! Except I want a Volvo. Wuppertal? Never heard of them. Bremen! Hamburg. We're going to deliver a Mercedes tractor to Geneva, Switzerland. An empty trailer. Why would you take an empty trailer anywhere? Start up your engines. We're back where we belong now. In fact, I'll even put my headlights on for this one. Oh, we're going from the Mercedes dealer. That's a new one. I don't think the base game has car dealers as delivery starting points. It's a nice touch, but I don't think it's in the base game. By the way, Track IR, highly, highly recommended. Makes the game so much easier. There I go, mashing the gas pedal again. You know, if I just half push the pedal, I'd do so much better on fuel economy. Get your Cooper out of my way. Look how much fuel I'm burning on this ramp here. Also interesting to note that both my displays show liters per 100 kilometers, and there's two different numbers. I think it's a graphical bug. One of them's supposed to be gallons per hour. Oh, that's the merging lane. What the hell is that purpose there for? You know, ideally when braking, I'd be at the top of that blue section there, not in the red section. Red means I'm risking engine damage. When you're upshifting, you want the needle in the green zone. When you're downshifting, you want it in the blue zone. There we go. It didn't want to... There we go. That's a little better. See, just at the top of the green zone and shift. Zerk! Are you really gonna do that? You see my signal on, douchebag. Funny story about Switzerland is that they supposedly have some of the most punitive speeding tickets in the world. Because your fine is actually based not on your offense, but on your ability to pay. So I remember reading a story about some guy who, you know, was rich, rented an exotic sports car, and was speeding in Switzerland and got slapped with like an 85,000 euro fine for speeding. Something ridiculous like that. I mean, if you have enough money to rent, it was like, might have been like an what is it, F40? The classic Ferrari. God, I feel old now that that's considered a classic. You know, I remember when the Testarossa was new. So to call an F40 a classic, oh my god. Anyway, he was renting like something like that and got hit with the speeding fine. So if you get enough money to rent a collector car like that, I mean, you can afford the $85,000, but still. I think it's like 1% of your yearly income or something like that's what they assess the fine at. Which, that's pretty ridiculous, but... Windy Bridge. Just a good sign to know. Guy's driving his Mazda 3. Let's keep moving, boys. Let's keep moving. Okay, I do have my headlights on. Roth Wheel, whatever that's supposed to mean. I guess it's the name of the city. No passing zone. Entering a tunnel. Or unless that's supposed to mean no trucks in the left lane. Maybe that's what that sign meant. I am not from Europe. I've only spent a week of my life in France, so I don't really know how to read these road signs. Are your lights still on? Yes, they are, actually. Thank you for noticing. And no trucks in the left lane. Okay. Got a little excessive bloom on that road line, I believe. We are now in Switzerland. Look at that. Like a boss. Thing I don't like about Switzerland is they got really, really tight lanes. And I'm rubbing my paint there. I'm feeling so claustrophobic on this ramp. Asshole. He sees me coming on. He should have gotten the fuck out of the left lane. What a goddamn... No, not gonna say it. Breathe deep. Relax. Debouche yourself. That's what it's all about. You. Take your fart somewhere else. Yeah, I know that joke. It's old, it's tired, and it never gets any fucking better. I think that sign said speed camera. It did say speed camera! 550 euros. How about that? It says speed camera, and then boom, you're immediately hit. They don't give you a warning like the other countries do. I guess you could argue just don't speed, but... Come on, we got deadlines to keep. Are we going to Zurich? No. We're not going to Zurich, so let's get out of that lane. right, we're going to Geneva. Milan and Bern. God damn it, would you people make 2 lanes and keep it that way? No, it's 1 lane on, 1 lane off. 1 lane on, 1 lane off. 1 lane on, 1 off. It's fucking annoying. Give me 2 lanes and a dedicated exit lane. Is that so hard? Apparently it is for the Swiss. Let me guess, this lane's gonna end. Oh look, how'd I guess? I had a French professor once who was from Switzerland, and he had a terrible accent, and I had a hard time understanding him. And when I called him out on it, he bitched me out saying he doesn't have an accent, there's no such thing as a Swiss accent. And meanwhile, you can't understand a word he's saying in English or French, so... yeah. Wannabe German. That's the problem. They want to be German, but they can't decide, so they just remain neutral and everything. Then that's their problem. Granted, I do believe that Sig Sauer is one of the finest firearms you can get. And that's Swiss, right? And their pocket knives, the Victorinox, I mean, hell, they give you a wine opener. How many pocket knives can you say give you a wine opener? And that shows you how French they are, is that they have to put a wine opener on their knife. Oh my god, I can actually go straight from this lane? Is that a thing? They finally figured it out? It's beautiful. My phone is buzzing. But hey, I remember to shut the ringer off for a change. Okay, so maybe I didn't have enough clearance before I made that lane change, but he fucking pissed me off. You don't hit your brakes as I'm gaining on you. That's just a dickbag move right there. At least it's pretty out, right? That's one thing I have to say. The nice thing about the Renault trucks is that they have outstanding visibility. I mean, like, you have, like, it's almost like not having a dashboard in front of you. The way the dashboard's so low down, you know, you can see out, like, there's a big panning vista in front of you. And that's why on my guest profile, I don't know if you saw it from the menu screen, Blitzy. My guest profile, which has an automatic transmission, and it drives a Renault as a default truck, because it makes it easier for newbie drivers to drive. I think we're approaching an international border. Fuel station. We're good on fuel, we don't need it. So I guess it wasn't an international border after all, it was just a fuel station. I have a feeling like there's going to be a camera in here somewhere. They like to do that shit to me. Put me in a dark tunnel where you can't see the camera and then go boom, camera. Boom, camera. Like that. Sorry if I made you seasick. Yeah, so I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but having track error makes this game so much easier. You can easily check your mirrors, check your corners. As I drift over and almost cut that guy off. Saz. Sightseeing moron here. Deal with it. Oh, that's a speed camera. There we go. I forgot how to shift. Moron. Okay, we're getting off soon. Dijon and Genève. In France. Dijon, not Geneva. Geneva's right on the lake, though. The lake. It's the only lake in the world. Took a page from my mother's grammar book. Right, so this is another one of those fucking sharp corners that they love to do here in Switzerland. Sortie. See, now it's in French. It was in German earlier. I guess because we're going right towards France, so they put a French sign there to make the fucking frogs feel at home. Remember when I was in a museum in France, I got lost. So I go, pardonnez-moi, où alors sortie? That. You don't speak French in a while, your French gets terrible. Où à la sortie? It sounded a lot better at the time, but I haven't really spoken French in a couple of years. Let's face it, I haven't done a couple of years in a couple of years. Everything I always say, I was like, oh yeah, I used to do this all the time, but now I haven't. I used to do this all the time, but now I don't. I know you're getting tired of hearing that lame excuse, but it's true. And maybe by next episode I'll remember to raise the volume a little bit, because this is ridiculous. What's ridiculous is I can't see a freaking thing on my GPS. You can't even see my GPS because it's on my right monitor, but trust me, it's there. I used to be really good at just navigating by dead reckoning, but I haven't been able to do that in a couple of years. Like, I don't use GPS. I don't. I read somewhere once that it leads to Alzheimer's, and I don't really use it now. Although I do remember once or twice I've been getting lost on my way home. Like, I'll be coming home from the shooting range and be like, oh my god, I lost. I forgot where I'm going. That's a railing there. There we go. Okay. Well, they were nice enough not to have any other trailers parked here. We could just pull right on in. Unfortunately, it's at night, so we can't really just pull right on him. I mean, yeah, we can, but... Head out the window. Oh man, look at this. It's gonna be so damn easy. Except that it's not that easy. Look at that. It's lame and it's cheaty to put your head out the window, but you know what? I've watched plenty of big rig drivers actually stick their head out the window, so it's a valid tactic. Parking brake on. Trailer detached. Excellent! No damage. Now that we didn't get our experience bump last time. There we go. We're now a newbie. Let's go for just-in-time delivery. Okay. So on that note, we're going to call it quits for this time. We'll see you next time. Keep on trucking.